Alright, well, back to this guy again. Well, I am subbed only to make sure I make my point known. Um, Too many damn not humans here. When you finally get held accountable and can't handle it, LL. What? 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 I'm not a black pillar. You know what black pill means? It means basically think no matter what, nothing can be helped. No matter what you do, no matter how you go about it, nothing can be helped. Nothing can be fixed, so on and so forth. Oh, sir can be fixed. Could have gotten in his armies coming down. I need clean this side of the table. Huh. Yeah. Anyways, regardless though, that's who it was. Yeah, could have gotten in his armies from heaven, coming down, taking down the trash, whatever it is. Because that's the best way to get rid of any problems. I was talking to this one guy the other day at the soup kitchen, and he had a Space Force hat. Because he couldn't keep things to himself, I couldn't keep some things to myself too. I was saying how about the Space Force, I was waiting for the human branch of the actual Space Force, or human branch. I mean, I keep saying branch. There's no branch coming from you not humans, by the way. It's just human, okay? Understand? Make sure you understand that. Because anything not human should have no place among human. The natives. Should I call it native humans? So that you know that, they are not natives. No, I keep saying fallen angels. Maybe I'd say native humans every now and again. But I would say will humans. Because, you don't own words. Even though you might set it up and stuff. You don't own what humanity belief is. You don't own anything of humanity. You never did, you never will. It's illegitimate. I speak for will human whites. And I was speaking about, trying to be casual about it. Like I'm talking to someone, different than when I'm speaking out in a video. When I'm actually talking to someone, right? It's clearly different. But still, he didn't want nothing to do about it. Or have anything of discussing. He didn't want to discuss it. He didn't want to talk about it, right? I could tell. Multiple reasons. Because he's a puppet. There was no awakening him. In fact, he didn't know that the Space Force was actually a branch of the military till he looked it up, he said. Like what? So he has a hat, Space Force, and he puts it down on the table all the time. And he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. So he has a hat. He didn't even know it was a branch of the military. Yeah, military. It's insane. Furthermore, I talked about the fallen angels, and I was like Hitler, Stalin, or whatever. Can't be human, blah blah blah, and forgot what else I talked about, but I try not to seem like I was mocking, even though I clearly was. I mean, I already knew he was asleep. I knew he was a puppet. There was no expecting something different. Honestly, there was none. Nothing to expect. Nothing to expect different. It was the same thing every time. So anyways, basically they following a script. He had all that time, and apparently he only losing energy in his stay here. He literally, getting old, right? He's wasting away. Literally. Almost like he's drowning, actually. Because it, kind of seems the same way, fading or from a distance. Kind of similar. It's like how people say, oh, the sun is setting. Oh, the sun is rising. Is that true? Because when you see someone across from the basketball court, they seem smaller, like downsized, significantly. And the basketball court is literally flat. And when you throw a basketball towards a hoop, it looked like it is going downward almost. But it's shrinking. It's going away. Right? Going behind the distance where you can't see anymore. The light also is carried with it. If the sun was actually real, you know how much of a bubble that had to be around? Jeez. Holy shit. But apparently satellites go all around, right? That'll make sense, perfectly, by the way. With no propulsion necessary somehow. Like, what? Is it magically stays up there? But supposedly that same gravity that would supposedly have satellites hanging up there in out of the atmosphere would also be responsible for the moon and the supposed tides. Are you serious? Like, what the hell? Like, you go and turn on your shower in your tub, and you will see waves all over the place. And that's what the storms do to, water. That's my theory. I don't know how it has anything to do with the moon. I didn't feel no gravity. No one felt any gravity that shakes the whole ocean like that. No. It's just the top surface of the water. Down below, it's all, calm. Unless there's a storm. Or you getting ate by a fish. You know what I mean? There's no disturbance if nothing disturbing the water, basically. It's all, still, right? Flat, on the very bottom. Might be cold, but hey, unless something swims through it or shakes it, like the ground or whatever, somehow, disturbs the water, it's going to be still. Still as can be. Anyways, so, there's no way that there is not a dome. There had to be, something very condensed, hard even, to actually protect and keep all the air here from escaping from the vacuum of space. They'd say atmosphere, right? Something levels to it, but it's not a bubble. It's what? And then, you got those very hardcore Christians be like, whoa, God can make anything, so flat earth can't be willed. But it says it in the Bible too. What the? Got little Christians literally stating the earth is not flat. Are you serious? They don't even follow the book. They don't follow their teachings. I'm not quitting because I don't follow Christ. Remember what it said, like the first couple of covenants to humans, created God's creation. I still got the Bible verse here somewhere. If I can find it. Oh, I think I do. No, I got it. Yeah, right here. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 to 28. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, 28. 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. That sounds like a covenant, or it's like that, like a. Am I using the word correctly? Let me check real quick. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Anyways. Covenant. An agreement. There you go. Look. Covenant. An agreement. There you go. Gotta make sure. Look at this. I'm sick and tired of seeing something not like this. I was fooling around with the images, but I couldn't, not have something like this. Anyway, back to what it was. But this guy, this entity more like, look at it. He even looked like an entity. Like, what the hell? Jeez. I got some more videos exposing a lot of others. But anyways, listen how he speaks.
Twitter competition Mastodon joined in on the Elon Musk doxing frenzy, and so it turns out that every single one of these bans were legitimate. The leftist
doesn't even matter. No, it's a distraction from the actual truth. The truth that matters, that actually matters, not this, social media. Like, what? What? Social media. What? Media. Oh, he said this. Oh, he said or done that. Why? What's going to happen? But what is the actual truth behind it all? If you can't even find that, after how long? Let's see how long. Supposedly. 2016, September 11th. September 1/1. 2016. A former liberal looking to shine light on the hypocrisy that pushed me away from the left. Do you all understand? Clearly, he's social virtue signaling, like boo-hoo, aha, poor for him. And look at his profile pic. Boo-hoo. And he was a former liberal. I already know what liberal means, but let's look at the definition. You know, like liberation. Willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. Relating to or denoting a political and social philosophy that promotes individual rights, civil liberties, democracy, and free enterprise. Well, those are examples, I presume. But basically, liberal is used as a bad term for some reason. Like it not wanting to be used as a good term for, you know, freedom and, you know, rights. But because the not humans are here, and he ain't wrong necessarily, like, yeah, sure, you know, the left has destroyed liberalism, but all you not humans I have seen and heard are highly into liberal tardism. Now, what did that mean? I put tard there, my bad. We all know why I put that there, because of the left. But what I mean by it's, you know, even I'd say liberal, you know, not libertardism. Liberalism, though. Clearly, you promote that you have rights. But what about the natives? You know? I ain't talking about the Indians because they ain't natives. They probably from Atlantis. Most likely. And when that sunk, they fled everywhere. Jeez. Every continent. We all put to forget this? You know, South America, Americas, you know, North America, whatever, at the time, whatever it was called, Canada now, you know, even over in East, all over the place. They fled everywhere. Jeez. It was a slave port, Atlantis was. There was no human freedom then. No one wants to speak the truth. Atlanteans wasn't doing nothing. Clearly, they was in business. And clearly, it was a spaceport. But what business is bigger than trading humans or in DNA? And probably human slaves in bed, most likely. Some sick Jabba the Hutt type shit. Oh, the Atlanteans, you know, keep your, selves, orderly. Do not try to blow up anything. Don't try to create chaos. And then they let the not humans, do things to the humans. Oh, that they took care of the humans. No, they did not. They did not. And what gets me to this day is Dr. St. Muggy said she was that she had a vision that she was a princess of Atlantis, and that she was fleeing from Atlantis. And even if she is telling the truth, somehow, and somehow it wasn't a delusion. Maybe she was speaking the truth. That she was. And she wasn't a, how would I say, a ranged human. If she wasn't that, I can't see any human being, and power in Atlantis. So, of course, she probably was if she was, by the way, but I doubt it. I think she was, and still is, a not human, and she was part of the monarchy, hierarchy over humanity with no reason at all. No reason at all. No positive, I mean. For, to take someone's will away, to punish someone because they did wrong somehow, because they wasn't a slave enough. What? They had the slave mentality, so they got punished. That's what y'all did to me. Before you punished me before I even, could have spoke for human rights. Before I could challenge the Matrix, challenge the narratives. You punished me. You didn't even give me a chance. You made sure I had brain damage. You put all kinds of medicine in my system as a teenager. You did all kinds of shit. And supposedly, how long was Atlantis again? I question history a lot. Some things might actually not be hundreds of thousands of years. Some things might be actually 10,000 years. Or it could be 100 years ago. I don't know. Maybe 200. Maybe 300. Supposedly there was also a time of a void century-like thing. Like in One Piece. There's a lot of truths in the One Piece anime. But, one of them is the void century type of idea. That there was a void in history. And supposedly that was around the Dark Ages. Let's see when was exactly the Dark Ages. When was the Dark Ages? I would have my webcam but my microphone I would definitely need. I would have all that and much more. But guess what? Not allowed to. Hold on. When was Leonardo da Vinci born? Now, I have understood, though, that when the Dark Ages supposedly took place, right here from 476 AD to 1000 AD, supposedly, right? But it's highly unlikely. But regardless, though, there was a lot of death and stuff, supposedly. And I don't want to go into this type of history because it could be fake. Yeah, I have heard about that, and then I have not heard about anything. Like the conversations was gutted from, discussing. Now, that's interesting. But anyway, back to us. So, I'd say around, 450 doesn't matter. However, 450 years. So, after the Dark Ages, why would they call it Dark Ages again? Well, there's a lot of things that, took place. And it was, regardless, though, a lot supposedly died. And then, look at what happened. Like, how did all this about Leonardo da Vinci took place? Think about it. All this masterworks, huh? I ain't saying, though, he's human. But, Why did it took massive death and destruction or and like ruin for there to be any type of philosophical philosophy, arts, and teachings, even under the oppression of the church? Why? Like, hello? There's a lot to question about history, but no one learns this stuff in school. Not when you're not learning it through college or something like that. So it's clearly isolated. But I guess I'm the very few that actually would ever discuss any topic at all. To the next video.